Welcome back to the News Hub. 12 years ago this month, an Islamic extremist drew a knife across the throat of Wall Street Journal reporter Daniel Pearl and murdered him. We know who the killer is, so why hasn't he been brought to justice? It's a symptom of a dysfunctional system. WSJ's Jerry Seib joins us now to explain. Jerry, thanks for being there.
Happy to be here.
Take us through this. We know who did this. It's Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. We didn't know it at the time. We do now. He is wanted for the 9/11 attacks and has yet to be tried on that. You would think that this one would be an easier one to try. What's gone wrong?
Well, what's gone wrong is that Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, who, as you say, has actually confessed to the murder of Danny Pearl. He confessed in 2003 under harsh interrogation after he was captured. And then again in public, in court in 2007 in Guantanamo Bay, and he actually seemed quite proud of it. But he's descended into kind of this judicial netherworld that the U.S. created after 9/11 that's not really worked. It was designed to create a special process for handling terror suspects, but the wheels of justice grind very slowly. The Bush administration set up military commissions to try terror suspects by executive order. The courts threw that out. There was a 2006 law to recreate the military commissions. That was undermined in the courts as well. They were recreated again in a 2009 law, but since then, things have moved very slowly because the system is not working very well. The net result is that Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, who has confessed to both masterminding the 9/11 attacks and to killing Daniel Pearl, has never stood trial for either one of those. He's been arraigned on the 9/11 attacks in 2012. No trial yet, no clear sign when there will be a trial.
And one of the things the government is saying is, yes, we do want to get to the Daniel Pearl prosecution, but not until we've done the 9/11. And it doesn't look like the 9/11 trial is even on the cards at the moment, right? I mean, they're saying they'll do it, but there's no indication of how they're going to get there from here.
No, there's not, and that's really the core of the problem. You know, there was another factor in the delay initially, which was that because particularly Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, but some of the other 9/11 suspects underwent harsh interrogation. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed was waterboarded 183 times. There's been this question hanging over everything about what part of the evidence that was extracted from them could be submitted in a court of law if it was extracted under harsh interrogation. That's been a problem. It's not really a problem anymore, though, because, as I indicated, he's confessed in public court to the crimes, to masterminding 9/11 and to killing Daniel Pearl. So there are other issues involved. The problem really is the makeup of the military commissions themselves has been so evolved so much over time that the procedures aren't really clear. And, you know, there might be a trial this year, there might be a trial next year, nobody knows for sure.
And nobody knows. You would think that this would be at the forefront of the White House's mind. I mean, this was, the attack on the Twin Towers and the Pentagon and in Pennsylvania was brutal. It was awful. You'd think they'd want to put that behind us, get some closure, get it done, and then very quickly move on. If that's the order they want to do it, and then deal with the Danny Pearl charges.
Well, there's a lot of politics involved here as well, and I think in answer to that question, you have to bring the political problem into it. You know, President Obama came into office saying, I'm going to close the detention facility at Guantanamo Bay. That was supposed to happen back in 2009. To do that, you have to have some way to dispose of the cases of the terror suspects who are still held in Guantanamo Bay. The Obama administration's idea was, well, these military commissions are not working very well. They were probably right about that, obviously. So we'll move the cases into civilian court. And there was the great kerfuffle that erupted in 2009 when there was an attempt to move these trials, starting with Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, into civilian courts in New York. Congress revolted. That was stopped. That was kind of a political disaster. So the idea of doing something different from the military commissions kind of fell apart at that point. It was, once again, back to square one on the military commissions idea. So if you listen to President Obama in the State of the Union, he once again said, maybe this year is the year we'll close Guantanamo Bay, but you have to dispose of the cases of the people sitting in Guantanamo Bay before you can do that. That's the problem politically.
And it is a big problem. Thank you very much, Jerry Seib of the Wall Street Journal.